Have you ever felt overwhelmed, as if everything in life is out of your control? Whether it's being stuck in traffic, having a tense conversation with your boss, or even facing a personal crisis, it can often feel like the world is spinning faster than we can keep up. But is there a way to stay calm and find peace in such moments? Welcome to the world of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has helped millions of people over the centuries find inner peace and live more fulfilling lives. Stoicism isn't some abstract or hard-to-understand theory. It's a simple yet powerful tool to help you control what you can, and that's yourself. Stoicism teaches us that the only thing we truly control is our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Everything else, from the weather to other people's behavior, is beyond our control. By accepting this, we free ourselves from the anxiety and frustration of trying to control what we can't. By focusing on what we can change, our character, our actions, and our mindset, Stoicism enables us to create lasting inner peace and live a life of virtue independent of external circumstances. So, are you ready to discover how these Stoic lessons can transform the way you approach life? Join me as we explore 10 profound lessons from Stoicism that will help you achieve inner calm and master your emotions in every challenge you face. This journey of self-discovery promises to be enlightening and transformative. Come along and begin your Stoic journey today. In a world where everything seems to be moving at an unrelenting pace, where stress, anxiety, and uncertainty often feel like constant companions, Stoicism emerges as a beacon of clarity. Why does Stoicism still matter today? You may wonder, isn't it an ancient philosophy born thousands of years ago? Yes, Stoicism was created in ancient Greece, but its teachings are far from relics of the past. They are tools, practical and profound, that guide us through the complexities of modern life. We live in a time where information is overwhelming, where deadlines, emails, and expectations are non-stop. Amidst all this, we sometimes lose ourselves. We try to control everything, our work, our relationships, our personal challenges, but forget that the only real control we have is over ourselves. This is where Stoicism comes in, with its gentle yet powerful reminder. There are things you cannot control, but you, yourself, are the one thing you can. In the modern world, Stoicism becomes a guiding light. It teaches us that while we can't control everything around us, we can control how we respond to it. And that simple yet profound realization is the essence of Stoic wisdom. Let's think about something many of us experience regularly: being stuck in traffic. You're late for an important meeting and suddenly you find yourself sitting in a sea of cars, unable to move. Everything around you is out of your control. The cars ahead of you, the red lights, the time ticking away, it all feels like a force working against you. But here's where Stoicism offers a new perspective. In that very moment, while you can't control the traffic, you have complete control over your response. Rather than letting anger or frustration take over, Stoicism invites you to step back, breathe, and choose how you will react. You can let the situation steal your peace, ruin your day, and elevate your blood pressure. Or you can control your mindset. You can use that time to listen to something uplifting, reflect on your day, or simply enjoy the stillness. Stoicism teaches that the true power is not in changing the situation, but in changing your reaction to it. It's in that very choice that your inner peace is found. This principle, focusing on what you can control, makes Stoicism incredibly relevant in the modern world. Whether you're dealing with the pressures of work, managing challenging relationships, or facing personal struggles, Stoicism offers you the tools to remain calm and composed. Think about the stress many experience at work. Deadlines looming, emails piling up, and expectations increasing every day. It's easy to feel like you're at the mercy of others, always scrambling to meet demands. But Stoicism teaches us that even in these high-pressure moments, you have the power to control your response. In the face of workplace stress, Stoicism encourages us to focus on what's in our control, our work ethic, our attitude, and our ability to stay calm under pressure. Instead of letting stress spiral out of control, Stoicism reminds us to focus on the task at hand, knowing that our effort and mindset are what we can truly control. The outcome is out of our hands, but the process is ours to guide. Now think about relationships. Family, friends, and partners bring joy, but they can also be a source of stress. Disagreements, misunderstandings, and tension often arise. In these moments, Stoicism offers a powerful reminder: you can't control others. Have you ever felt overwhelmed, as if everything in life is out of your control? Whether it's being stuck in traffic, having a tense conversation with your boss, or even facing a personal crisis, it can often feel like the world is spinning faster than we can keep up. But is there a way to stay calm and find peace in such moments? Welcome to the world of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has helped millions of people over the centuries find inner peace and live more fulfilling lives. Stoicism isn't some abstract or hard-to-understand theory. It's a simple yet powerful tool to help you control what you can, and that's yourself. Stoicism teaches us that the only thing we truly control is our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Everything else, from the weather to other people's behavior, is beyond our control. By accepting this, we free ourselves from the anxiety and frustration of trying to control what we can't. By focusing on what we can change, our character, our actions, and our mindset, Stoicism enables us to create lasting inner peace and live a life of virtue, independent of external circumstances. So, are you ready to discover how these Stoic lessons can transform the way you approach life? Join me as we explore 10 profound lessons from Stoicism that will help you achieve inner calm and master your emotions in every challenge you face. This journey of self-discovery promises to be enlightening and transformative. Come along and begin your Stoic journey today. In a world where everything seems to be moving at an unrelenting pace, where stress, anxiety, and uncertainty often feel like constant companions, Stoicism emerges as a beacon of clarity. Why does Stoicism still matter today? You may wonder, isn't it an ancient philosophy born thousands of years ago? Yes, Stoicism was created in ancient Greece, but its teachings are far from relics of the past. They are tools, practical and profound, that guide us through the complexities of modern life. We live in a time where information is overwhelming, where deadlines, emails, and expectations are non-stop. Amidst all this, we sometimes lose ourselves. We try to control everything: our work, our relationships, our personal challenges, but forget that the only real control we have is over ourselves. This is where Stoicism comes in, with its gentle yet powerful reminder. There are things you cannot control, but you, yourself, are the one thing you can. In the modern world, Stoicism becomes a guiding light. It teaches us that while we can't control everything around us, we can control how we respond to it. And that simple yet profound realization is the essence of Stoic wisdom. Let's think about something many of us experience regularly: being stuck in traffic. You're late for an important meeting and suddenly you find yourself sitting in a sea of cars, unable to move. Everything around you is out of your control. The cars ahead of you, the red lights, the time ticking away, it all feels like a force working against you. But here's where Stoicism offers a new perspective. In that very moment, while you can't control the traffic, you have complete control over your response. Rather than letting anger or frustration take over, Stoicism invites you to step back, breathe, and choose how you will react. You can let the situation steal your peace, ruin your day, and elevate your blood pressure. Or you can control your mindset. You can use that time to listen to something uplifting, reflect on your day, or simply enjoy the stillness. Stoicism teaches that the true power is not in changing the situation, but in changing your reaction to it. It's in that very choice that your inner peace is found. This principle, focusing on what you can control, makes Stoicism incredibly relevant in the modern world. Whether you're dealing with the pressures of work, managing challenging relationships, or facing personal struggles, Stoicism offers you the tools to remain calm and composed. Think about the stress many experience at work. Deadlines looming, emails piling up, and expectations increasing every day. It's easy to feel like you're at the mercy of others, always scrambling to meet demands. But Stoicism teaches us that even in these high-pressure moments, you have the power to control your response. In the face of workplace stress, Stoicism encourages us to focus on what's in our control, our work ethic, our attitude, and our ability to stay calm under pressure. Instead of letting stress spiral out of control, Stoicism reminds us to focus on the task at hand, knowing that our effort and mindset are what we can truly control. The outcome is out of our hands, but the process is ours to guide. Now think about relationships. Family, friends, and partners bring joy, but they can also be a source of stress. Disagreements, misunderstandings, and tension often arise. In these moments, Stoicism offers a powerful reminder: you can't control others. We can find peace even amidst the chaos. As we continue our journey, remember that Stoicism isn't just a philosophy, it's a guide for living a meaningful and tranquil life. So the next time you face a challenge, whether it's a stressful moment at work or a personal struggle, ask yourself, what can I control here? And start from there. That is the essence of Stoicism. Control what we can, let go of what we can't, and find peace in the process. Lesson 1. Embrace what you can control. Have you ever felt like life is out of your hands? Like the more you try to manage, the more things seem to slip through your fingers. Can you really control everything happening in your life? In a world that constantly bombards us with unexpected twists, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially when we believe we must control every aspect of our reality. But what if I told you that true peace begins when we stop trying to control everything around us and instead focus on what we can control? This is the core of the first lesson in Stoicism. Embrace what you can control. It's not a call to surrender to helplessness, but rather an invitation to free ourselves from the weight of unrealistic expectations and external pressures. Stoicism teaches us that the only thing truly under our control is our own thoughts, reactions, and actions. We cannot control other people's behavior, the weather, or the outcomes of many situations. However, what we can always control is our attitude toward them. Imagine this. You're at work, juggling multiple tasks with tight deadlines. You feel the pressure mounting, and suddenly, something unexpected happens. An email from your boss that makes everything seem even more urgent. You can't control the tone of the email, the urgency conveyed, or even how your boss may react to your work, but you can control how you respond. This is where Stoicism provides a powerful tool. Instead of letting the stress and pressure take over, Stoicism encourages you to focus on what's in your control. In this case, it's your response. You could choose to react with panic, frustration, and stress. Or you could take a step back, breathe, and approach the situation with calmness, organizing your thoughts before acting. By choosing your response, you reclaim your power. You aren't at the mercy of the situation anymore. Your peace isn't dependent on the chaotic environment around you. It's rooted in the decision to remain calm, collected, and present in the face of difficulty. In relationships, this lesson is just as crucial. We've all had moments where we feel misunderstood or frustrated by someone close to us. You might find yourself in an argument and everything inside you wants to respond defensively. But here's the Stoic approach. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a moment to reflect on what you can control: the way you speak, the tone of your voice, your ability to listen with empathy. You can't change someone's behavior or force them to see things your way, but you can always control how you engage with them. By focusing on what you can control, you free yourself from the emotional chaos of external situations. Your sense of peace doesn't depend on how the other person reacts. It depends on how you choose to respond. At its heart, Stoicism teaches us to accept that life will present us with things we can't control, and that's okay. The real challenge is learning to embrace those moments, understanding that they are outside of our sphere of influence, and redirecting our energy toward what we can change: ourselves. When we focus on controlling what we can, our thoughts, our actions, our responses, we not only reduce unnecessary stress, but we also cultivate a profound sense of inner peace. Stoicism isn't about passively accepting life's challenges. It's about actively choosing how we engage with those challenges, empowering us to rise above external circumstances. So the next time you find yourself in a situation where you feel like everything is out of control, pause. Ask yourself, what can I control here? By shifting your focus from what you can't change to what you can, you open the door to clarity, peace, and resilience. This is the essence of Stoicism: embracing the power of what you can control and letting go of what you can't. Lesson 2. The power of acceptance. Have you ever found yourself fighting against something that you simply cannot change? Maybe it's a situation at work, a personal setback, or even the way someone you care about is behaving. In moments like these, we often feel like we must fight, resist, or control the situation to make things right. But what if I told you that true power doesn't lie in resisting life's challenges, but in accepting them? This is where the second lesson of Stoicism becomes transformative: the power of acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up, becoming passive, or resigning to a life of mediocrity. Instead, it's about recognizing that there are forces beyond our control, things we can't change, no matter how hard we try, and choosing to meet them with a calm, open heart. In a world where we're constantly striving for more, chasing after success, or trying to fix every problem that comes our way, acceptance offers us a liberating pause. It's an invitation to stop swimming against the current and instead to flow with it. It teaches us that we don't always need to force things into place or make everything go our way to find peace. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is to simply acknowledge what is, without resistance. Let's think about a scenario you've probably faced before. You're working on a project and everything seems to be going wrong. The software crashes, your presentation isn't saved, and the clock is ticking down to your deadline. It feels like everything is falling apart. In that moment, you may instinctively feel the urge to fight, to get frustrated, to worry, to push harder. You might try to control every little detail, but despite your best efforts, the situation continues to slip out of your hands. Stoicism teaches us that in such moments, instead of continuing the battle, we can choose to accept the situation as it is. Acceptance doesn't mean you stop caring about the outcome. It means recognizing that at this moment, you cannot change what has happened. Instead of wasting energy on frustration, you redirect your focus. You focus on what you can control, how you respond, how you proceed, and how you manage your emotions. By accepting that things are not going as planned, you free yourself from the unnecessary weight of resistance. You release the tension that comes from fighting against reality, and you open yourself up to finding creative solutions and working with what you have. Acceptance then becomes the key to moving forward with a clear mind, without being dragged down by stress or disappointment. The beauty of acceptance in Stoicism also lies in understanding the transient nature of life. Everything is temporary: our successes, our failures, our joys, and our sorrows. This understanding allows us to approach life with grace and poise, knowing that nothing, whether good or bad, lasts forever. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, reflected on the fleeting nature of life throughout his meditations. He reminded himself that even the moments of triumph and peace will eventually pass, just as moments of hardship and suffering will. By accepting the impermanence of all things, we cultivate a deeper sense of calm, knowing that whatever we're experiencing right now is not the final word on our lives. For instance, when facing a setback, you might feel frustration or disappointment. But by accepting that this moment is part of a larger journey and understanding that it will pass, you create space for resilience. Instead of clinging to negative emotions, you embrace the ebb and flow of life, knowing that the bad moments will fade just as the good ones will. Acceptance plays a crucial role in relationships as well. We've all had moments when someone close to us does or says something that we don't agree with, and our first instinct is often to react with frustration or anger. But Stoicism teaches us that we don't need to force others to change in order to find peace. Instead of getting frustrated by another person's behavior, we can choose to accept that they are who they are. This doesn't mean we condone bad behavior or let others walk all over us. It means we recognize that just as we cannot control everything in life, we cannot control the actions of others. By accepting this reality, we free ourselves from unnecessary conflict and suffering. Acceptance creates space for understanding. When we accept that people are imperfect, that their views may not align with ours, we can respond with compassion rather than defensiveness. This acceptance doesn't make the situation perfect, but it helps us preserve our peace and approach the person with a clear, open heart. The power of acceptance is that it allows us to stop fighting the world around us. It invites us to embrace the flow of life, trusting that things will unfold as they should, without forcing or struggling. When we let go of the need to control every situation, we stop living in a constant state of stress and frustration. Instead, we start living in harmony with the world as it is. So, the next time life presents a challenge, ask yourself, can I accept this moment as it is? Can I stop resisting and instead flow with what's happening, trusting that I have the power to control my response? Acceptance isn't passive resignation. It's an active choice to let go of what you can't change and to focus on how you can respond with wisdom, calm, and grace. By embracing the power of acceptance, you unlock the door to inner peace, resilience, and true freedom. When you stop fighting reality and accept it, you not only relieve yourself from unnecessary stress, but you also empower yourself to engage more fully with life in all its beautiful complexity. Lesson 3: Mindfulness and Presence. In our fast-paced, constantly connected world, it's easy to find ourselves caught up in a whirlwind of thoughts, worries, and distractions. Our minds are often either racing through the events of the past or anxiously anticipating the future. But what if I told you that true peace, clarity, and focus lie in the simple yet profound practice of being present in the moment? This is where Stoicism introduces us to a powerful lesson: mindfulness and presence. Stoicism teaches us that the past is gone and the future is uncertain. The only moment that truly belongs to us is the present, this very moment. To live fully, we must learn to immerse ourselves in the present, giving our full attention to the task at hand, and letting go of the mental clutter that distracts us from what really matters. At its core, Stoicism teaches us that worrying about the past or the future is a waste of energy. The past is done. It's already behind us, and there is nothing we can do to change it. The future is unknown, full of uncertainties, and no amount of worry can control what will happen. But what we can control is the present, this very moment. Instead of obsessing over what has already happened or fearing what might come, Stoicism encourages us to embrace the present, to engage fully with the current moment, and to use our energy on the things we can actually influence. Think about how often we get caught up in worries. Have you ever found yourself replaying a conversation from years ago, wishing you had said something different? Or perhaps you find yourself filled with anxiety over what might happen tomorrow, next week, or months down the line. These are common traps of the mind, constantly revisiting past mistakes or anticipating future problems. But Stoicism asks us to consider, what does that worry do for you? Worrying about past events only drags us back into what is no longer real. It keeps us stuck in a cycle of regret and missed opportunities. Worrying about the future, on the other hand, fuels anxiety about something that might never even happen. Both of these mental states prevent us from fully engaging with the present, where real life is happening. Instead of dwelling on what we cannot change, Stoicism invites us to focus on the present moment. When we allow ourselves to be fully immersed in the here and now, we free ourselves from the weight of regret and anxiety. We give ourselves the opportunity to act thoughtfully, to make decisions based on what's in front of us, and to experience the world as it is in its fullness. So how can we apply this Stoic lesson of mindfulness and presence in our daily lives? The answer is simple, though not always easy. Stop and be present. When you're feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or distracted, take a moment to pause. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and center yourself. Focus on the sensation of the breath moving in and out of your body. Feel the weight of your feet on the ground, the texture of the air on your skin, the sounds around you. It may sound small, but this simple practice brings you back to the present moment, where your mind can rest and your focus can return. Imagine you're at work, feeling the stress of multiple deadlines and looming pressures. Instead of allowing the thoughts to spiral, take a break for a few seconds. Stop, breathe, and acknowledge the moment you're in. You can't control every task, and you can't speed up time, but you can control how you respond to this moment. This practice of mindfulness doesn't need to be a grand gesture or a lengthy meditation session. It's about finding moments throughout your day to reconnect with the present, whether it's during a meeting, on your commute, or in the middle of a busy day. By practicing this, you cultivate a sense of calm that allows you to navigate life's challenges with more clarity, focus, and resilience. What's powerful about Stoic mindfulness is that it helps us develop a deeper connection with our lives. When we practice living in the present, we stop viewing life as something to be endured or rushed through, and instead start seeing it as something to be experienced fully. Whether it's a conversation with a friend, a challenging project at work, or a quiet moment alone, each moment offers an opportunity for us to engage deeply, thoughtfully, and intentionally. This is the beauty of Stoicism. It doesn't require us to escape from the world or retreat from our challenges. Instead, it teaches us to face everything in life with a calm, composed, and present mind. Lesson 4: Resilience through adversity. Life is full of challenges, moments when everything seems to be going wrong, when setbacks appear to outnumber successes. In these moments, it's easy to feel like everything is falling apart. The weight of failure can leave us feeling helpless. But what if we looked at adversity differently? What if, instead of seeing obstacles as barriers, we viewed them as opportunities? Opportunities to build our strength, our character, and our resilience. This is the essence of the fourth lesson in Stoicism: resilience through adversity. For Stoics, challenges are not something to be avoided or feared. They are a natural part of life, and more importantly, they are a chance to forge inner strength. Adversity isn't a sign of defeat. It's the hammer that shapes us. It is through the fire of hardship that we become stronger, more grounded, and more resilient. One of the most powerful examples of resilience in Stoic philosophy comes from Epictetus, a philosopher who, like many of us, faced life's hardships head-on. Born a slave, Epictetus had every reason to succumb to bitterness, resentment, and despair. His early life was marked by cruelty, pain, and an unthinkable lack of freedom. Yet, despite these external circumstances, Epictetus chose to take control of what he could: his thoughts, his mindset, and his actions. Epictetus never allowed the circumstances of his life to define his sense of self-worth. Instead, he used the principles of Stoicism to transform his suffering into a path of self-mastery. His teachings remind us that we cannot control the events that happen to us, but we always have control over how we respond to them. Through his own resilience, Epictetus became not only a free man in mind, but also one of the most influential philosophers in history. His life shows us that adversity, when met with the right mindset, is the soil in which our inner strength can grow. You don't have to be a philosopher or someone who has lived through extreme hardship to practice resilience. It's something each of us can cultivate in our daily lives. Resilience isn't about avoiding the struggles. It's about how we face them. Life will present us with challenges, whether it's a difficult conversation, a professional setback, or personal loss, but each of these challenges can be an opportunity for growth. Let's think about a time when you faced a setback. Maybe you didn't get the promotion you worked so hard for, or a project you put your heart into didn't go as planned. In moments like these, it's easy to fall into self-doubt, frustration, or anger. But Stoicism teaches us to pause and reflect. What is in my control here? I can't change the past or the outcome, but I can change my reaction. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow stronger. Every failure teaches us something new about our resilience. The next time you face difficulty, remind yourself that this is a chance to build your strength. Instead of sinking into frustration or defeat, ask, how can I use this experience to become a better version of myself? The Stoics teach us that resilience doesn't come from avoiding hardship. It comes from embracing it. Resilience is a muscle. Just like physical strength, it's developed through consistent effort and practice. Each time we face adversity and choose to rise above it, we grow stronger, more resilient, and more capable of handling whatever life throws our way. When we accept adversity as a natural part of life, we stop seeing it as something to fear or avoid. Instead, we see it as an opportunity to refine our character and practice the virtues of patience, wisdom, and courage. Resilience isn't about being unaffected by life's difficulties. It's about learning to navigate them with grace, patience, and strength. So, when life presents you with adversity, don't shrink back in fear or frustration. Embrace it. See it not as a setback, but as a stepping stone to becoming a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this challenge? Remember, the Stoic path is not one of avoiding pain, but of using every experience, good or bad, as an opportunity for growth. By choosing to face adversity with a Stoic mindset, you transform life's hardships into powerful tools for personal development. Resilience is not a passive trait. It's an active choice to rise up, to meet challenges head-on, and to emerge from them stronger and more determined than before. Every challenge you face is a chance to prove to yourself just how resilient you can be. Lesson 5. Choosing your response. In life, we are constantly faced with situations that test our patience, emotions, and ability to stay grounded. A harsh comment, an unexpected delay, a mistake that costs us time or money. These things happen every day, often when we least expect them. And in those moments, it can feel like everything is out of our control. But here's the truth. While we can't control what happens around us, we can always control how we respond. This is the core of the fifth lesson in Stoicism: choosing your response. Stoicism teaches us that we cannot always control external events, but we can choose how we react to them. This concept is incredibly powerful because it gives us the freedom to navigate life with agency and awareness. When we take responsibility for our reactions, we reclaim our peace and our power. Imagine this. You're at work and you've spent hours working on a project. You've poured your energy into it, only to have it criticized harshly by a colleague or a superior. In that moment, the initial impulse might be to feel defensive or even angry. You might feel the heat rising in your chest as you prepare to respond. But what if, instead of reacting immediately, you paused and chose how to respond? Instead of letting the criticism trigger anger or self-doubt, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What if this feedback, however it's delivered, is an opportunity for growth? By choosing to respond thoughtfully, rather than reacting emotionally, you give yourself the space to transform the situation. You take the power back. In these moments, you are not a passive recipient of the world around you. You are the one who decides how you will engage with it. This is the freedom that Stoicism offers. Your peace and composure are not determined by external circumstances, but by how you choose to engage with them. We often believe that our happiness and peace depend on the world around us. We tell ourselves that if we could just control our circumstances, our work, our relationships, our environment, then we could finally be at peace. But Stoicism teaches us the opposite. It's not the circumstances that shape us, but how we choose to respond to them. When we choose our response, we stop being at the mercy of external forces. We no longer let anger, frustration, or anxiety control our lives. Instead, we take responsibility for our internal state. This doesn't mean we suppress our emotions. It means we observe them, understand them, and then consciously decide how to act. In the face of criticism, frustration, or disappointment, we choose to stay calm, to listen, and to learn. By doing this, we strengthen our ability to navigate life with composure and clarity. Every day, we encounter opportunities to practice this. Perhaps you're in traffic, running late for an important meeting. It's easy to feel the tension rising, to get frustrated with the delay. But in that moment, instead of letting the situation dictate your mood, you can choose to respond with calm. You can listen to an inspiring podcast, reflect on your day, or simply focus on your breathing. It's a small shift, but it's powerful. You have the ability to decide how you will experience this moment. Another example, at work you might face an unexpected challenge or a difficult conversation with a colleague. Instead of reacting with defensiveness or stress, pause for a moment. Reflect on your thoughts, breathe, and choose to respond thoughtfully. By doing this, you're not just improving the immediate situation, you're training yourself to handle future challenges with greater ease and confidence. Ultimately, choosing your response is a practice of personal freedom. It's about realizing that no matter what happens, you have the power to shape your inner world. By choosing your responses intentionally, you gain the ability to live a life that is not reactive but reflective, not controlled by outside events, but led by your own decisions. When you choose to respond with mindfulness and awareness, you begin to experience life not as a series of uncontrollable events, but as a series of opportunities for growth, understanding, and self-mastery. Each time you choose your response, you strengthen your ability to navigate life with peace and resilience. So the next time you face a challenging situation, take a step back. Ask yourself, what can I control here? And remember, you control your response. In that choice lies the power to turn every challenge into an opportunity, every obstacle into a lesson. Today, we've explored 5 key lessons from Stoicism that can transform the way we approach life's challenges. First, we learned the importance of embracing what we can control and letting go of the rest. Next, we delved into the power of acceptance, understanding that some things are beyond our control and learning to embrace them with grace. We also discussed the vital practice of mindfulness, encouraging us to live fully in the present moment, free from the weight of the past or the anxiety of the future. Then we explored the concept of resilience, realizing that adversity is not something to fear, but an opportunity to grow stronger. Finally, we discussed the power of choosing our response, remembering that while we can't always control what happens to us, we always have control over how we react. I encourage you to take these lessons and begin applying them in your own life today. Start small, perhaps in a situation where you feel overwhelmed or stressed. Pause, breathe, and choose how you will respond. Over time, these practices will become a natural part of your mindset. You will begin to notice a new sense of peace, a calmness in the present moment that allows you to navigate life with greater clarity and resilience. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one lesson from Stoicism that has had the greatest impact on you so far? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Tap like to help others find it. Hit subscribe to walk this journey together and turn on the bell so you never miss an episode. Until next time.